Blog Talk Radio.
Probably because I don't know the Spanish word for host, but that's neither here nor there. I am your mandated reporter, and frankly, I'm mortified, Mr. Mark Radulich. And tonight, we're doing things, as Jalopy Opera once said, a little different. We normally just review one album. Just one album, and that's all I can handle. Okay, we don't go into singles, we don't do EPs, we really don't do live albums. We may have once, but generally speaking, we don't if we've ever done it. We go for the new album releases, proper albums, that's it. Tonight, because this is an election year, I'm, despite myself, a little political, but more than that, I'm a shameless promoter. And we all know that the man, money, Donald Trump, is currently running for the President of the United States of America on the GOP ticket. And as it just so happens, not only did Brujeria, the band that we will be focusing on tonight, Brujeria, released an album last Friday called, I'm just going to apologize to all the Spanish-speaking people out there, and specifically the country of Mexico. I intend to fuck up every name I read tonight. And starting with this album. Pocho Aztlan, okay, how whiter could I sound, right? Not only did they release Pocho Aztlan on this past Friday, but not too long before that, they released a single called Viva Presidente Trump. It's beautiful. Oh, Peter Wilson, we're done with you. It's all about Trump now. You go away, Peter Wilson. People who listen to Brujeria's first album know what I'm talking about. Everybody else just thinks I have Tourette's. In any case, we will be reviewing not only the new album, but single as well, Viva Presidente Trump, for no other reason than, one, I thought the song was hilarious, and two, I'm shamelessly trying to synergize this show with the nominee for the GOP candidacy for president, and possibly, because it's doing pretty good in the polls right now, possibly our next president.
Yeah.
Hoping that if I mention Trump enough times on Twitter, I can get more people to listen to the show and ultimately the whole network, and I can sell it to Fox News or IBM or Microsoft and be a millionaire and then give up this crazy life. But anyway, you'll have to excuse me, folks. I'm slightly hallucinogenic. I had two servings of green beans for dinner, and I'm sitting in a hot as hell house because my air conditioner's broke. So to save me from myself and the oncoming hallucinations and insanity that's about to erupt from my nether regions, let me first bring on my co-host, who's going to straighten things out and get things back on track, because we can't have me rambling on like this all night. The Metal Coop, Robert Cooper, how do you do, sir?
Well, still got a paper due by midnight, and Yeah, I'm wondering if you just keep saying Trump enough, like, he'll show up and be like, China. Because I feel like that's what we're doing here. And honestly, the really funny thing is, I've told these guys before the show, I have the lyrics to the single, and yes, the Viva President Trump is hilarious, and the other song's pretty cool too. But after that, I'm just like, I'm pretty much singing the Taco Bell menu, hoping that I hit something. Because I don't know. Yeah, we were doing podcasts way back then. I failed Spanish twice. Yeah, I took 4 years of Spanish because the second class took 3 tries.
Nice. This podcast couldn't be any whiter.
No. It's even better because my paper's on black women, which is exactly what I am am an expert on.
On black women? Yes, of course. Makes all the sense.
I think I should start writing. I should write it about black metal instead.
So you misunderstood the topic assignment?
I'll be like, so you gave me these resources, but I don't think I like them.
You know, the way colleges design these days, you pretty much could go in there and say, I decided that I didn't like your assignment, so I came up with my own, and you'd be completely justified and legitimized in doing so. It's just like, oh, good, you were creative and used your own mind, and please don't sue us. Speaking of suing, let me bring on the third chair, someone who, as I'm sure he's listening to this, is wondering why he got involved with this Fakakta podcast in the first place. Ladies and gentlemen, a man who's never heard of Brujeria, but he just came back from the Scar Symmetry show, and boy, are his arms tired. Yuckity yuck yuck. Ladies and gentlemen, the host of Source Material, Jesse Starcher. How do you do, sir?
Gentlemen, I look forward to the education tonight. I cannot wait to learn. You guys are going to you're going to teach me some gleamings about Brujeria, which, in other words, it's going to be me Googling a lot of stuff. That is the truth. And as for Donald Trump, Viva la Presidente. Man, when we cover that track, I don't know what to say. I really honestly don't. Other than tonight's podcast is going to be huge, I tell you. It's going to be huge.
Gonna be beautiful. We're going to build a podcast. It'll be beautiful. It'll be a gorgeous podcast, and we'll keep out the rapists.
That's right.
And Mexico is going to host it.
And that's right. Mexico's going to pay for it. Mexico's going to pay my Blog Talk Radio bill. I pay for
Even
this
though
shit.
we technically just told them, no, they're not. But what they don't know is that I was crossing my fingers the entire time because if I know international politics, it is no takesy-backsies.
So I just finished Ann Coulter's new book. I swear to God, we're going to play music and talk politics. Politics, as Mel Brooks once said. I just finished Ann Coulter's new book, which was pretty much just a big love letter to Donald Trump, and in a like a 200-page long argument as to why you should vote for the guy. And relax, I like Ann Coulter. I find her entertaining. I don't necessarily think she's always right all the time, but I mean, entertainment is entertainment. Incident. I know how to pronounce that word. So, and I find her entertaining. So sue me. In any case, one thing she did talk about in her new book is that the whole I'm gonna build a wall and I'm gonna make Mexico pay for it. So there's like two sides to this argument. There's the Ann Coulter side and the John Oliver side.
I love you, John Oliver.
So the Ann Coulter side is he explained exactly what he meant by build a wall and what exactly the wall was going to consist of. He's actually talked about it, and and on his website and his platform, he talked about how he was going to get Mexico to pay for it. I don't remember what the specifics are. It doesn't matter. We're a fucking music podcast, but. If you want to go to Trump's website, apparently there, according to Ann Coulter, is the whole explanation of how he's going to get Mexico to pay for the wall. And when I read it in her book, it made some degree of sense. Of course, the John Oliver side of this argument is building the wall doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And he went through about a 20-minute explanation as to why it is completely impossible to build this wall. Not the least of which is our borders are not exactly exact with Mexico. It's a little bit of that. And some of it goes through people's property, and ultimately this is going to be a big, horrible nightmare if he actually tried to do it. So that's enough about the wall. Are we done with the wall, Pink Floyd and all?
We don't need no education, because we now will vote for Trump.
Hey!
Hey, I thought that was a good one. You know what's funny? I just realized if we're going to build the wall, and Mexico is paying for the wall, who's going to be building that wall?
Look, we're trying to make America great again, which means giving Americans jobs.
By using those illegal immigrants to build the wall, because we all know that like my Uncle Jerry with his knee replacement is not going to take that $3 an hour to build the wall.
All right, I could go on for an hour with this and
politics.
Yeah, I got papers right. Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with.
If I ever decide to bring back the Whiskey Rebellion, then we can talk about the wall. But until then, Viva Presidente Trump. Let's get to it. I want to do the single first because it's hilarious and it's the highlight of this whole show for me. And then we'll get into the actual album, which has some good ditties on it. But we'll get there. Before I do that, as I like to do with every show, I discovered Brujeria when they first came out. Whatever label they were on, I found the first album through my friend Chuck, and I think part of it was that Jello Biafra was involved with the first album, and I was a huge Jello Biafra / Dead Kennedys fan, so that's how I got hip to it. Hence the Peter Wilson reference. He played Peter Wilson on the first album. Give it a listen if you haven't yet. And I've been following the band off and on ever since. Brujeria, from what I understand, I have to look it up again, but I believe it means witch doctor. And it's basically, it's gone through a couple of lineup changes, but it's a bunch of different dudes from different bands, and they're cosplaying as Mexican gangsters, and they sing from that perspective. And it's funny from a parody standpoint, but the music itself is serious in the sense that, it's good music, it's well put together usually. If you like grindcore and death metal and, the occasional hardcore-ish track, Brujeria does a fairly decent job. I've liked most of the stuff that they've put out. What's your take on Brujeria? I mean, I'm sure you've heard of them before tonight, Cooper. So give me your 50 words to listen to the end.
Well, actually, this is my first time listening to a full Brujeria album because in my first time taking Spanish too, yes, first time, my favorite thing to do would be during class is to find Spanish heavy metal to play for my teacher just because it would amuse me. That she'd be like, okay. Let's see. The bands I found are Voltax, which are a really good power metal band straight out of Mexico. There's Voltax. There's one who I can't remember, and I've tried to find for like years and can't anymore. Brujeria. And then a band called Osamenta, which they're pretty fucking awesome too. So I would just randomly like play this shit in the middle of class, or in the middle of class or after class. And then if she said anything, I'd be like, "What? It's Spanish."
Did you ever play any Puya? Did you ever play any Puya? Puya.
I don't know any. I do not know Puya.
Oh, Puya is awesome, man. I'll have to hip you guys to some Puya on the shared mix. Now, Jesse Starcher, I know you don't know no Brujeria. What was your thought when I put this on the calendar and told you a little bit about it? What were you thinking about?
Cypress Hill. And that was about the extent of it. I was like, that's probably what I went into this thinking. I was like, okay, Cypress Hill's not known for being too metally. I mean, I think they've dabbled a little bit, but nothing. They're straight up usually a hip hop rap band. And that's about the extent of some of the Spanish speaking some of the Spanish speaking lyrics that I've probably heard in the past. So it's really I'm like, dude, I'm the top of the top. I don't know. I've never went deep on anything straight from Mexico in regards to these guys, because these guys are probably the most, I will say it, the most Mexican metal group I've ever listened to in my entire life. So
it's hilarious that you say that, because here's the current membership. We have John LePay, who is vocals from 1989 till now, whose character is Juan Brujo. We have Pinche Peach on vocals and samples from 92 to now. We have Embry, who plays Hongo, who's guitar, bass guitar, and drum programming 1992 till now. I'm getting this off on Wikipedia. We have El Sangron, who's vocals, 25th, who started last year and currently with the band. We have Jeffrey Walker, El Cínico, who's on bass guitar and vocals from back in 2006 till now. We have Juanito, who's on guitar. It says here some 2013 till now, some live shows and participation in the new album. Nicholas Barker, Hongo Jr., on the drums. Did a little bit in 2005, and then from 2014 till now. Pat Hood, Phantasma. These sound like fucking luchador names. Vocals.
Well, there's El Hijo de Phantasma, so that's one.
There you go. 92 to present. And then finally, Gabby Dominguez, female vocals, and she plays
Pie Titties.
Pie Titties, yeah. Some former members were Dino Cazares from Fear Factory, Billy Gould from MOD, Raymond Herrera, Tony Laureano, Patrick Jensen, Jello Biafra, as I said to you before, Tony Campos. So it's been it's basically like I say, a gimmick supergroup. That's the whole thing with this, and it's fun. If you just kind of just kind of listen to it and don't take it too seriously. I don't think that's the funny thing about it is that they might take themselves a little too seriously, but you shouldn't take it that seriously. This is just having fun with a theme and, going out there and performing as that thing, and, it's just a fun thing to do.
Pie Titties.
Okay. Pie Titties.
So we Pie Titties? Like what? Does that move past the cookie ones?
LPITITIS. Whatever.
No.
And most importantly, this is the band that covered the Macarena and renamed it Marijuana, which really made them, close to my heart. All right. So let's get into this before we completely run out of time, and listeners. We're gonna, like I said, start with the single and then head back up to the top of the charts with the first track of the new album. So here it is. After much ado about nothing, Viva Presidente Trump.
Okay, let's get one thing straight here. Mexico is not our friend. Mexico is laughing at us. And you want to know why they're laughing at us? Because every day they're dumping their garbage in our country. They're sending over their rapists. They're sending over their drugs. They're sending over their criminal scum. And we're doing nothing about it. But I'm going to stop all that. You elect me President of the United States. I, Donald J. Trump, I have a plan. I'm going to build a wall. I'm going to build a great wall across our southern borders, and I'm going to make Mexico pay for it. You mark my words.
¡Viva Presidente Trump! Ya sabemos de tu onda, que un chingo nos odia. Tu visión es ser el gran pito ídolo Wilson. Acabar de mexicanos ilegales mimosos. Si llegas a ser presidente, va a haber bronca en cada estado. Yo sí quiero que llegue a ser presidente gabacho, porque él quiere ver que
was waiting for. All right, so Viva Presidente Trump. I got a little napalm death out of that. Especially that last part there where they were just doing blast beats. But if you haven't heard it yet, go listen to the whole thing on Spotify. At the end, they kill the guy with a sword. Is that a sword?
A sword.
S words. Sheba.
So eventually, the guys as Mexican gangsters not happy with Trump and his decision to say that Mexico's dumping its trash in the United States, come into a room and he says, "Get out of here! How did you get in here?" You know.
Well, they essentially prove him right at the end is what's messed up, because he says they're saying, and I guess that's the humor in it, the fact that he says that they're sending murderers and rapists over, and then they proceed to go into his room and murder him. So
they didn't rape him.
Well, I don't know. If you listen to it, you can hear some smacks. Okay, I just want to put that out there.
Oh yeah.
Getting that Mo Butt Trump love.
You don't know what happened when the cameras went down. That's all I'm saying. And it wouldn't be the first time, some fictional version of Donald Trump got raped in some form of media. Go watch South Park last season. You'll know what I'm talking about. But this came out on Record Store Day back in April. It was pressed on vinyl colors representing the Mexican flag. It sold out instantly, as I'm sure you are, aware or can imagine. And apparently it already fetches ridiculous collector's prices on eBay. God bless America. Brujo says, if I came out and said, kill Trump, there'd be a lawsuit. We wouldn't win that. So we said, Viva, long live the king. We want him to win so we can fight that war. We want to show that we can win it without the bullets. Oh, I love it when musicians think they actually matter in 2016. It's great. I love
Isn't that precious?
Donald Trump, known at least halfway around the world, who's very, very close to becoming the president of the leader of the free world. And some schmuck from a heavy metal band thinks they matter in taking this guy down a notch. I love it. Oh, that's delicious. But anyway, Cooper, you were saying?
Oh, I was just saying it's adorable. They think they matter.
Yeah, you're right. They're so cute.
The lyrics of the song pretty much say, like, yeah, long live President Trump. We want him to win so we can come after him and kill him. It's great. I fucking love it. Why? Because, I don't like either. It's funny. Somebody said the other day it was, describe why you're voting for Hillary Clinton without using the word Donald Trump. And I went, touche. I was like, touche. I just kind of hate both of them. And it's very ironic because I have two coworkers that were those super hyper-duper Bernie bros, except one's a woman. And we had a Trump supporter come in. And I'm sitting there trying to, pull everything forward, zone it. And I hear, like, them start getting louder and louder. And I'm like, what the fuck? So once the guy leaves, I said, Jared, what the fuck were you doing? It's like, oh, we were all talking about how much we hate Hillary Clinton. I'm like, don't talk politics with customers, man. It's a bad fucking idea.
You know what I'm just realizing? This podcast, it's interesting because we are now three people, and we are all three from battleground states that are up for grabs in this next election. Now, North Carolina went to North Carolina and I believe Ohio both went to Obama, but they're up for grabs again, as is Florida. And if Trump wins North Carolina, Ohio, and Florida, it's better than average chance he wins the election. And so I just find
I've seen a lot of Hillary for prison shirts around here. They were clever the first time.
All right, Jesse, your thoughts here on Viva Presidente Trump, and then we really have to turn the page on this. As much as I would enjoy it for hours.
It's very aggressive, and that's and we're going to see that as we get in the rest of this other album. For a first time listener, this is the kind of stuff that kind of like just doesn't it doesn't turn me off. It's just it's really in my face, and I have no idea what they're saying, and I'd probably, other than Donald Trump at the beginning and Donald Trump at the end, I get the joke, I guess. How's that? We can move on.
Yeah, because you can't hear you can't understand the lyrics. You have a hard time relating to the song. Is that it?
Yes. You say that. I mean, well, I don't when we get into this, I've really tried to break down my whole, like, not distaste, but my aversion to this type of music, and I don't know why. Because I like baby metal, so I can't sit here and say that it's because they're speaking a different language. And I don't want you to go there, Coop. I know what you're laughing about, I think. So I don't think it's that. But it's weird because maybe it's the sound. But we'll turn the page. Hey, Viva Presidente Trump. It's pretty funny. I'll give it that.
Let me ask you a question. I mentioned at the beginning when they turned the song off that this was reminiscent of Napalm Death, especially a lot of.
Never heard of them.
Never. Okay, so that's meaningless to you. Got it.
Yes, sir.
Unfortunately
so.
All right, here's the redheaded stepchild on this single, the one nobody cares about because all anyone bought this for was the Trump song. But this one's good in its own right. This is Parede Morete.
Acá al otro lado, que se ponen los otros, los pelones, los cocodrilos marihuanos. Yo no me cuenta que estén en el medio. ¡Listo! 1, 2, 3.
Unfortunately, I can't play any more than that. All right, pretty straightforward. Coop, your thoughts?
This is a song about the Wall of Death.
Seriously?
The actual like wall of death where guys join arms and rush each other, otherwise known as the Bravehearts.
Yeah, it's like hold on, let me go back here. I could tell that because my Spanish is god awful, but I could tell that from Pared, which is wall, and Wall of Muerte, which is death.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's Wall of Death. Let's see. At one side, executioner brothers. To the other side, stone dicks. Yeah.
Well, that's every concert I've ever been to.
Let's see who are the most badass. Let's see who are fags.
Nice.
You'll see the hair speaking. You'll see the stone. You'll see the girlfriend flying. You'll see Wall of Death. I love this. Now, motherfuckers, I want to see the hairy ones, the fattest, the drunk, the one side. Here to the other side, let's put the bald, the blank, the stone. I finish the countdown, you meet at the middle. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, the song is about the Wall of Death, like the end of its Wall of Death. So, yeah, I really wish we could have got the lyrics to the rest of this upcoming album.
No kidding.
That song's fucking. I think part of our problem is that we're reviewing it 3 days after it came out. Okay, 5. Yeah, so we're kind of missing that translation there because I found the translation on Metal Archives.
Didn't this get released on a weird date, Mark? Didn't you say it got released Monday, or did it get released Friday?
It got released Friday.
Okay, all right.
It took a day or so to get on Spotify, but it was on Apple. It was on Apple Music. Friday it was released to the public.
Okay.
I'm gonna see if I can find it now. Maybe we can find some lyrics.
I can tell you. I just quick aside to my Scar Symmetry trip there. Petter Nilsson, the guitarist for Scar Symmetry, was wearing a shirt that it just said "Wall of Death" on it. Now I didn't know if that was a band or if that was just a tribute to the Wall of Death, but yeah.
Do you know what the Wall of Death is?
You've explained it on here before as to what it is. I don't know if it's supposed to be anything other than two people, or not two people, but a group of people separating and then running each other and going ape shit.
Good way to describe it.
It's like a mosh pit, but organized. Everybody's like, okay, no, okay.
It's not as organized as you think. It's not like people sent out flyers. Caucuses were created, but it's not that organized. It sort of happens. Usually at the command of whoever's singing. Anytime I've experienced the Wall of Death, and I feel like it was Chimera, where they were, if I pronounced that right. What's the actual pronunciation for Chimera?
Chimera.
Chimera. Okay, I was close. So Chimera was touring. And I wasn't really into them at the time, but they were touring with a band that I did like, who now I don't remember. Apparently, this is all I remember from that show. But they were saying every stop they went to on the tour, they were getting people to do the Wall of Death, otherwise known as the Braveheart, depending on where you're from. And basically, that all that happened is they were like, okay, man, split yourselves in two, not like split yourself in half, but like split the crowd.
Split yourself in half. That needed said.
Just you guys go this way, like you guys go this way, you guys go that way. Okay, when you hear the part, man, fucking fuck it up, man, or something to that effect. And you just run at each other. It's literally why it's called the Braveheart. It's literally like you saw in the movie Braveheart, guys just running at one another.
The last time I heard you guys... Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
And when you hit, everyone just starts moshing or punching or trying to escape. Whatever.
The last time I heard you guys talking about it, I think it was Coop that was saying that it upset him when... Or maybe it was you, Mark. I can't remember. But when the fucking, singer was directing people to do it, it's like you don't fucking do that. It's just let the fucking crowd go or something. That was happening with Arsis at this last show the show I went to. I mean, he straight up called us pussies. He says, "Hey, you guys are the biggest pussies if you don't get out there, and I want to see a circle pit going right now. Or you guys are the biggest pussies that we've seen on this tour." Dude, there was like maybe 10 people moshing at the most. And that was about it.
That's bad. That's a limp dick pit.
It was not a great. I mean, it was not a great showing for a lot of reasons. It was still a great show, but not a lot of people there. That's what was sad.
Yeah, that happens. The thing I think I got pissed off about was when the guy from Suicide Silence made his stupid ass rest in peace. When he was telling people to crowd surf and shake his hand and then go over the barrier and get removed.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, God, that guy was a fucking idiot.
Yeah, I'm not really into when the band interacts that way with the crowd. Just shut. As Laura Ingraham once said, how many conservative people can I name on this show? As Laura Ingraham once said, just shut up and sing. I don't. Stop telling me how to dance. All right. This is a fairly lengthy album, so let's get to it. This is the title track of the new Brujeria album proper. I'm trying to pronounce it as accurately as I can, but my Spanish even less good than Rob's. So this is Pocho Aztlan.
Ipanov inekaten eshmonekinika. Inon sanjinokle inekaten eneshmonekion. Inekaten parpakitemok inilhuikak inkitemok. Flen tototlak kayon. Aztlan. Inte Yotlamilal Tinemic, Sesing Canalcatla. Espilla Altepemilpam, Espilla Altepem. Tlaltilhuicac, Tlaltilhuicac. Pocho Aztlan, Pocho Aztlan. Pocho Aztlan. Tlaltilhuicac, Tlaltilhuicac. Aztlan.
Not like the, Opeth kind of death march where the song was just gloomy. But I mean, just like dun 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 dun, rah rah rah, dun 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 dun.
Yummy, Java.
So racist. I actually found a couple of sites with lyrics, but they're all in Spanish, which means I have to go to Google Translate. We all know how well that went when we did the Dinosaur album.
Can you run it through Google Translate?
No.
All right, you guys talk about the album while I get this set up.
This ought to be fun.
I remember the Dinosaur album well because I listened to the wrong Dinosaur album.
Yes, you did.
I'll never forget that one. Y'all were like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "Yeah, this alphabet song sounded like Pantera's Walk." You're like, what? No, that is not the song.
Negative.
Like, wait a minute. So yeah, this song, which is roughly translates to nothing. I tried to Google Translate that title, and it was like
the Spanish have won again.
It was like it was just like, build your wall, bitch. Now you'll never know what it says. Yeah, I like how it kind of had a different build to it. Judging from what I've heard from Brujeria previously, I kind of expected it to be like a Ringworm or what's the other band? They're not Rotting Christ. Rotten Sound. Yeah, something that's kind of a grindy march, just fast, heavy. And this had more of a static movement to it. I was almost going to say a plod, but plod is not good. It just kind of marched. It just marched along with its sinister sound, singing about something Google cannot translate.
Well, I found some of the lyrics for some of the songs on here. I'm having a bit of a hard time though with this first track here. The next one I found a couple of places where it's got the lyrics. God damn it! See, this is one of the downsides to digital music, is that theoretically, if they have the lyrics in the CD jacket, you'd have them then. See. But you buy everything digital now, and you get nothing. And you're forced to go on the old internet and try to find them, and you come up with bupkis.
Dick bupkis.
I said bupkis, not dick bupkis.
See, I used to think that the phrase was bupkis. I was like, damn, was that good of a line back?
God. All right.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to skip this one because I can't find shit.
All right.
So let's just go on to the next track here, and I will bring up the lyrics for that one. Yep, I've already got the Spanish lyrics, so I will go ahead and plug this into the old Google Translate, and hilarity, I'm sure, will ensue.
Yes.
Here we go. This is No Exception Imitación. All right, there we go. Here's the fun part. Ready? Attention, fuckers. Imitators of these... Great way to start this.
Yes, sir.
Imitators of these songs, roll us without touching my heart. You will see coming out with Serrata in the pants.
Mine says spanked in pants.
Are producing copies of Less Assholes. Wait, have you tell me, do you think they are better? No. Accept no imitations, accept no imitations. What do you want? Imitators, accept no imitations. Who? Haters of these songs, talking shit, fucking assholes. Oh, these are brilliant lyricists. They think best, but here I say, who? These assholes? Those who hate this song, insurance or imitation. Pretty sure that's not the translation.
Not insurance, no.
Those who hate us
the
without reason, imitator without heart. If they get angry with the song, they are safe imitation. Pretty sure that's not accurate. If they believe that there is another better imitation, is heartless imitation not accepted? That goes on and on and on. All right. All right, we're back to copies of Less Assholes again, and have your dudes tell me you think you are the best. No. All right, and then we're done.
See, I think this is a song about people who sit on photocopiers.
They're awfully mad about that if that's the case.
Yeah, I mean, hey, fucking photocopiers are expensive and they jam really quickly. So when some guy is copying assholes, well, he's supposed to be printing off worksheets for the kids. Unfortunately, we're going to have a whole lot of brown eye and not a whole lot of worksheets. And, it's heartless, too. That's the worst part. It's a heartless ass. Because it's some fat guy.
God.
Wow.
Don't worry. I'll be here all night. Okay, not all night. We'll have to finish this eventually.
Okay, so we're very, very close. We haven't quite the podcast hasn't quite hit the ditch yet, but God knows we're getting there.
Oh, we're fucking heading there.
We're only 2 songs in, my friend. 2 songs in.
11 more to go.
Are you ready for this? All right. I can't seem to find the lyrics for this one. This is Profecia del Anticristo. Anticristo. There we go.
Que te va a cuidar.
bad. That one's got a bit more of a rhythm to it. It's certainly broken up from the last 2 tracks, which were very, very heavy on the death metal side. I like that one. Jesse, what do you think?
Yeah, this is definitely one of those ones where I kind of started to smile a little bit. I was getting down as we get towards the middle of the song. I realize, as I first listened to this album, I'm like seriously handicapped because I have no idea what the fuck they're saying. But other than that, I'm like, okay. As for the sound, yeah, just like you said, the first couple of tracks, very death metal, very aggressive. And these ones, there's a few tracks on this album where, like in this one in particular, I got, for some reason, Slipknot came to mind. And when it comes to the sound anyway. But yeah. There you go.
Coop, your thoughts?
Is he still here?
Cooper! Paratrooper!
Cooper Paratrooper.
What?
Okay, there you are.
Good.
Was I talking into my beard again?
We didn't hear you at all, dude.
It did that the other night, actually. It totally cut out while I was on the phone. Anywho, yeah. I totally it does have a Slipknot feel to it. Old Slipknot, I should say, like Iowa era Slipknot, perhaps. That's something that's nice and refreshing, considering you don't really get to hear that all that much anymore. Yeah, overall, I don't really know what it was about, except for it was about the prophecy of the Antichrist, or the Antichrist prophecy is what I think it is, translates to, using my amateur Spanish. In fact, I think I should start using Spanglish.
All right. You know what? I'm going to go ahead.
Starring Adam Sandler.
I want to give out the number. I want to give out the call number, 323-657-0901. I am inviting only English as a second language people, okay? If you are listening to this album, to this podcast live, and you happen to be a Spanish-speaking person, someone whose first language is Spanish, second language is English, you're able to converse with us in English without there being a huge problem, but you hear every word that they're singing on these albums, and you know what they're saying, and you are getting slightly annoyed at the three gringos just fucking murdering the thing. Please give us a call, 323-657-0901. Though, if you are listening to this and you're a troll and you're going to fake the fact that you speak Spanish and then make a gay joke, just know we think you're adorable.
We do, and I'm sure your mother will too, if she didn't hang herself because that was her son.
Oh, burn. A pre-burn.
Yeah.
Yes, that is right. I am putting the water on high, and I'm waiting for it to boil.
Gosh, man.
Let's move this along here because we actually found one with lyrics. I want to get to it at some point. So here we go. This is Angel de la Frontera.
Los que no van a llegar, los
I think that was the first song that jumped out at me when I listened to it the first time. Now, I'm going to, in the interest of full disclosure, it was first thing in the morning. I was dealing with my son and his incessant request for juice, Daddy. Juice. I want juice and muffins. Do they do it to you, Jesse? You get up, and before you've even scratched your balls, the kids are in your face demanding things like terrorists.
It's usually right after I fucking sit down. That's
Okay.
when they start asking for shit.
It's just the way for you to get comfortable, huh?
Exactly.
Yeah. So, I before I gave permission for my son to get out of his bed, I downloaded the album and I was playing it in the house and doing my morning routine, getting him his juice and muffins and everything. And again, the first couple of tracks, it was a lot of the same stuff. So nothing really jumped out at me. And then this one did. I like the rhythm of this song. I like the beat. I like the guitar. I prefer the less death metal-y, more hardcore-ish, more rhythmic, extreme metal tracks than the napalm death-ish style that we heard before.
Agreed.
That you knew nothing about. But you're right there with me. Whether you knew the name or not, you agree. Mr. Cooper,
Yeah.
What do you think, sir?
I think that Cookie Lion actually manages to fit the mold of the sap. Oh, sorry. Sorry, that's actually. I was totally writing a paper while we're doing this. It's going okay so far. Actually, the song title translates to Angel Border, according to Google Translate. The song here, it had an up tempo to it. It was less of your traditional grind. Had something a little different to it. I admit, grindcore for me is something I really like, but Napalm Death's about the only band who I can listen to a whole album from and really feel fulfilled all the way. I mean, besides this, this album was really good, so I think Brujeria is probably going to go onto that list. But unfortunately, grindcore tends to fall into a lot of the same pitfalls as a lot of your, I guess, less talented thrash bands. I'm not saying, you have to be talented to play thrash typically, but they tend to fall into that sort of monotony where you're like, okay, that was another song. And fortunately, this song here, Angel Border, or whatever the fuck it is in Spanish, Nachos Bel Grande. Yeah. It's a nice change of pace. It's something different, and I like it.
That's kind of been my issue with a lot of grindcore bands. A lot of extreme metal bands like Cattle Decapitation, and I saw a whole bunch of them open up for Goat Whore back in the day, and back in the day was like 10 years ago, maybe even a little bit more than that. But back when I was your age, when men were men and sheep were frightened, I saw.
Did you say sheep? Did you say when sheep were pregnant?
Almost.
I said sheep were frightened. You never heard that phrase? When men and sheep were frightened?
Oh, I see, because they fuck sheep.
Yeah.
In the middle.
Back in his day.
Not funny. You have to explain it. And the podcast takes a grinding halt. I saw play in New York City, and a bunch of grindcore bands extreme metal bands opened up for them, like Cattle Decapitation. And while I found it amusing at first, I was like, oh my God, it's the same. What do we say on this show? We don't say more dinosaurs. That's Long Road to Ruin. On this show, we got a case of the samesies. It was just the same rhythm, the same beat, the same singing style. There was nothing. Goat Whore has some swing to it, which is why I like the band. But a lot of these others, I Wrestled a Bear once. What I've heard of that, I've heard one song, I've heard them all, which is terrible because they have an awesome name, and I wish I'd thought of it for the band that I'm not in.
They have song titles like Karate Nipples.
That's wonderful.
If only like they had the musical talent to back it up.
Third time. Even anal cunt at least breaks up their sound. You know, I mean, yes, a lot of it is just screaming and blast beats, but occasionally you get staying alive, which is fun. You know what I'm talking about, Cooper. You've heard anal cunt.
Oh yes, I sent what was it? I sent videos of the Holocaust to AFV. Isn't that what one of the songs was?
Yes.
Yeah.
What was it?
May you rest in hell.
What was another one? Don't call living color black metal.
I don't know about that one. I knew the one about was it Bob Marley's gay or something like that?
Wait a minute. We may have to take a detour here. Jesse, have you heard any anal cunts? You know what we're talking about?
I do, actually. I can't say that I've heard much of them but I know you guys have talked about them because they're not even like really short songs.
Yeah,
like very short. Okay.
They're very, very short.
Oh yeah, Living Colour is my favorite black metal band. I respect your feelings as a woman.
There's one about kicking her when she's pregnant or something. I kicked her when she was pregnant or something like that, wasn't there?
All right. So I just brought up from what the fuck? What is the name of this thing?
Toys R Us? Toys R Us website.
Maybe.
Anal cunt.
Toilet of Hell. Okay, they spelled "of" with an "ov" as we're illiterate in this country. Toilet of Hell, and they have an article here. It came up when I just Googled anal cunts. I am trying to offend you. Anal cunts top 10 greatest hits. Okay, here we go. Ready?
Oh yeah, here we go.
From the album It Just Gets Worse. I paid Jay Howell to rape you. All right.
I don't get that reference.
Yeah, I don't know who Jay Howell is. Number 9, You Live in a Houseboat.
I wish I owned one, actually. That'd be nice.
8, Song 8. All right, let's just keep this going. 7, wow, he picked some really shitty ones. 7, Radio Hit. I'm doing this whole bit because the names are supposed to be really funny.
And none of them really.
Yeah, this bit's going downhill fast along with this podcast. Let me go ahead and just pull up an Anal Cunt's album. That'll be a better way to do this. And I'll actually pull up It Just Gets Worse. I think
are they on Spotify? I'm curious.
Having to make up song titles suck. Well, you know, mean. Here's one. Well, you know, Mean Gene.
So here are their list of studio albums. Everyone Should Be Killed. Top 40 hits. 40 More Reasons to Hate Us. I Like It When You Die. Picnic of Love. It Just Gets Worse. Which the album cover is hilarious. 110 song CD and fucking A. I'm gonna read from top 40 hits because that's the one that's got the Staying Alive Oi version cover. Okay, yeah, this is the one. Yes, yeah, this has got some of the there was something else on here that I used to quote constantly. The cover of Art Fag. Okay. Art Fag is the one that I used to sing constantly. I have mentioned it on this podcast a bunch of times. This is probably the most well-known, I think, of the Anal Cunt albums. And if I might say, the most mainstream of all of their music, if I could use such a thing. All right, so we have... So the album's called Top 40 Hits, right? And it's 40 songs long, and it clocks in at 38, almost 39 minutes. All right.
Wow.
So we have some hits, some more hits. Peppy the Gay Waiter, very famous. Even more hits. MJC, Flower Shop Guy. This is the one I was talking about. Living Colour is my favorite black metal band. Lenny's in My Neighborhood, which is a parody of There Goes the Neighborhood by Body Count. Staying Alive, the Oi version, which is hilarious. Bench Pressing, the effects of Kevin Sharp's vocals. Josu, Delicious Face Style, number 19 to go. Stealing Seth's Ideas, a new book by John Chang. Morbid Dead Guy. Believe in the King. Don't Call Japanese Hardcore Japcore. That one's that one's huge, Coop. Shut Up Mike Part 2. Hey, Aren't You Gary Spivey? Breastfeeding Jim J. Bullock's Toenail Collection. Foreplay with a tree shredder. 2 down, 5 to go. I liked Eric better, Eric being the record label. I liked Eric better when Dig answered the phone. I'm sure someone thought that was funny.
I found their Picnic of Love album, which is apparently 11 songs that are soft acoustic guitar and Seth Putnam singing in falsetto.
Oh my gosh.
Every song is just some fucking sweet and offensive subject. Like, I want to grow old with you, saving ourselves for marriage. Greed is not something we don't need. In my heart, there's a star named after you.
Here's a few more, then we're going to move on from this. 40 More Reasons to Hate Us from 1996. Face it, you're a metal band, Brujeria. I added that last part. Punching Joe Bonnie's face in. Kill women. Steroids guy. Everyone in Austin should be killed. I noticed that you're gay. Dead, gay, and dropped. You look divorced. I hope you get deported. Mike Mahan has gingivitis. Trap. You're a fucking cunt. Phyllis is an old annoying cunt. Al Stankus is always on the phone with his bookie. I think there's a lot of inside jokes here.
Yeah. Wow.
Harvey Korman is gay. They covered the theme from Three's Company. Everyone in anal cunt. Everyone in anal cunt is dumb. I just saw the gayest guy on earth. Johnny Violent getting his ass kicked by Morrissey. Oh God. You're a trendy fucking pussy. I got athlete's foot showering at Mike's. Big pants, bigger loser. Your family is dumb. Van full of retards.
Wow.
Everyone in the underground music scene is stupid. Okay.
We're trying to make a statement.
The guy who shot his kid up with AIDS is awesome.
Wow.
There's. I feel like this is like every middle schooler's attempt at burning people. Like, oh, your parents should have aborted you. You're gay and you suck.
God. Are they on Spotify?
They covered "Blow on a Jug" by Black Sabbath. What? Yes.
All right.
Have you ever heard?
I said before we were done with this, but I got to do one more because I finally found like the really horrible ones. All right, so this is from the album "It Just Gets Worse," which I believe is got the album cover where you have the woman being ass raped while in a guillotine, and a baby stroller on fire. Jesse, why weren't you listening to this when you were in high school?
Oh man.
Because his mom would lock him up for life.
For life.
I became a counselor so I could tell rape victims they asked for it.
AKA the theme of the Republican Party. Boom.
Oh, boom.
Politics.
Boo. This is not a political podcast. Eazy-E got AIDS from Freddie Mercury. I like drugs and child abuse. Somewhere out there's a guy like recording this, going, I'm gonna edit this together to make it sound like he's a terrible human being, and not reading off song titles to anal cunt albums. I convinced you to beat your wife on a daily basis. I sent concentration camp footage to America's Funniest Home Videos. I pushed your wife in front of a subway. You rollerblading faggot. I sent a thank you card to the guy who raped you. So there's a theme here. I lit your baby on fire. Body by Auschwitz. I intentionally ran over your dog.
Body by Auschwitz. Now think about that. That's fucking hilarious. No, actually, that's horrible.
Women, nature's punching bag.
Oh my God.
Here's a classic. If you haven't heard it, it's fantastic. 29 seconds of pure bliss. I stuck a retard into a sperm bank. Your kid committed suicide because you suck. I ate your horse. Hitler was a sensitive man. You robbed a sperm bank because you're a cum-guzzling fag. I made your kid get AIDS so you could watch it die.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm going to skip a couple of these. The only reason men talk to you is because they want to get laid. You something. It just trails off. I made fun of you because your kid just died. Let's see. Let's move on here. It's not a really funny one. You're pregnant, so I kicked you in the stomach.
Yes, that's the one I remember you guys mentioned. Jeez.
And finally, number 39, and then we really are done with this now. I got an office job for the sole purpose of sexually harassing women.
Wow.
So, back to the podcast at hand. We actually have lyrics for this one. This is Plata o Plomo, which I believe is a tribute to Pablo Escobar. Here we go.
El norte de México ha sido escenario de batallas constantes entre bandas criminales y carteles que se disputan el control de las rutas para el tráfico ilícito de drogas hacia Estados Unidos. Hoy, cerca de la ciudad de Matamoros, descubrieron 3 cuerpos de hombres sin vida. La policía nos dice que en las espaldas de los cuerpos estaba escrito un mensaje de 3 palabras: cortado con machete filoso, plata o plomo, entre otras noticias.
Good one too. All right, and I have the Google Translate all ready to go here. So here we go. You ready?
Yes.
For I this lost, they found beheaded. Today we lack bastards donkeys. That's true. We do lack bastards donkeys.
Enough of that.
And I'm taking applications. And if you think you can come pack away, you work. They didn't quite get all of that one. Your salary will be metal, but which we do not know. Silver, when you arrive and no false or lead. Vivis, if the shit and did not arrive or you die. Silver, if you need a staple or lead, because if you arrive, we will, something in Spanish. Silver, if you stop, but salt or lead. Okay, it's the same thing again. In case you're still stupid.
Okay.
As this work is pulled, the business is metal. Something else in Spanish. Okay, there's a lot of repetition here. You have to choose. Tell me what will be. Ghetto Rich Live or something in Spanish. Tell me what will be. I'll let you choose. Shall it be King Silver, Lead, Dead Way? All right, so a lot of metal in this. Cooper, can you make sense of any of what I just said?
No, not really. You kind of lost. I think the title was like Silver or Lead or something.
Mhm.
Is that what that means?
Yeah, but
Could be. Well,
Plata o plomo.
Regardless of the fact that we can't make heads or tails of those lyrics even when they're translated, I actually like that song. It's got a good rhythm to it. Jesse, any thoughts here?
I found a website, my friend.
Oh, no.
A guy has he has done the work for us, and he is giving us a breakdown of track by track of this album. So,
okay.
All right. AmpsonGreenscreens.com. We'll go ahead and give that website a shout out here for helping us out. And I'll go ahead and read straight off of there.
Okay,
Pata
great.
o plomo, okay, are specific words that have been made famous by Colombian drug dealer Pablo Escobar. It starts with news about drug cartels, which we heard the news there at the beginning, as they're doing talking about drug cartels doing their thing. And then I guess the lyrics get into how smugglers need to run the business, and they are also threatened to come back with el dinero or they'll receive some balazos. I have no idea what balazos is, but Way Coop talked about how it's silver or lead. Maybe what they mean is like you better be bringing the package or you're going to get your ass a bullet. How's that?
That makes sense. Sell cocaine
Sure.
or get shot. Makes sense if it's Pablo Escobar.
I agree.
All right. Let's go to track 6 here. This is Satondo. All right, we're back to blast beats and not being quite so rhythmic. Leaning towards more of the death metal side. Not a huge fan of that song. Coop, what did you think of it?
It was a song.
It was definitely a song.
There were
Yes.
instruments.
What is this? Yes, there was music and everything. Jesse, what is the song about, according to your new best friends?
My best friend over there. Okay, we got this song is about un hombre. That is basically, this is crazy, dude. I don't know what the fuck's going on here. Basically, the Mushroom Man, a satanic part mushroom, part man.
Wait a sec. Do you know the Mushroom Man?
Who lives on Brujeria Lane? Now, apparently, these guys, I was reading a little bit on them. I mean, they've been getting some heat back when they first started about their satanic lyrics. Now, I assume that's all part of the gimmick, or are they serious when it comes to that? You guys have any clue?
No one's fucking serious unless they live like in Norway.
Bunch of fucking serious people over there in Norway.
No, I mean, as we all know, if you know the history of like mayhem and black metal, Norway had some serious Satan worshiping going on with some of their people, and at least one person got murdered. But no one's taking Satanism seriously. Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here.
This is the song that mentioned Chupacabra and Sasquatch, which, like I said, got points for me. But just like you said, man, we're back to the screaming and the and it's hard for me to get into stuff like that. My head can only do so much banging.
That's what she said.
No, hey, anal cunt.
Hey-o. This next song recounts exotic narco tales of drug drops gone wrong on the wire. No, this is Isla de la Fantasia. amazing about this band is one of the guys that founded it was on the first 3 albums, Dino Cazares, otherwise known as Asesino. He was in Fear Factory, and most famously, and Fear Factory had a lot of that grindcore sound, but it was also mixed up with a lot of industrial, and Fear Factory was a fairly complex band, and I think despite the fact that it was a lot of banging, I felt like it was a lot of banging on a cymbal for a lot of their music, it still made it listenable. I don't know how much Fear Factory you've listened to, Jesse, but I always found Fear Factory to be a very complex and interesting band, despite the fact that what you just heard there was a lot of their sound with more layers to it, more complexity. And it's funny that he's no longer in Brujeria, but that sound still, his influence and that sound, I think, still inform a lot of the band's music. And I'm just fascinated by that.
Yeah, I haven't listened to much Fear Factory. I don't know if you guys have covered something by them before not on here. Possibly, but this particular song, you can hear, you say industrial. So now from what I understand, when you guys kind of schooled me on industrial, it's about bringing a lot of different sounds into and ambience. Well, let's say ambience, but and I guess that's a word, ambience into it, and kind of bring it in there. Now there is, at the end of this song, and I had no idea what this song was about. At the end of the song, you hear Speedy Gonzalez there, whoever it is, it's a little guy. It's either that or Tattoo, one or the other, because I think of Fantasy Island just by the title, and that's the picture of the guy who's talking, or Speedy Gonzalez may not be the best choice, but anyway, at the end of it, at the end of the song, you can hear him get gunned down. And I was like, what the hell is going on in this song? Because if you look at the title, you could probably figure out the words. The title's like Fantasy Island or something like that. What was the name of it again? Crap. Hold on.
Name of the song?
It was the name of the song. Ilan La
Fantasia.
Okay. All right. So I'm thinking Fantasy Island. But anyway, translation or the rough summary of the song now makes a little bit more sense as to what happens at the end. They talk about this island in this song that is made of your dreams. So whatever you dream, or all your dreams come true on this island, and you're living great. Now, if you didn't hear it there was a bit of a buzzing, kind of as as they were kind of hitting the end of each verse. Get this shit. There is a plane that is chasing them on this island and attempting to slay them all. So that is the breakdown of that particular tune.
Okay. Coop, any words of wisdom? How you doing on your paper? Gonna get it done?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's really tough because the teacher is asking to define what is a certain way, not whether that character is a certain way. The art, you're not really into any of that, so I'm bullshit it.
Oh.
I have to go try with my classes.
Well, hopefully she'll take pity on the poor white kid in their class.
Yeah, well.
Doubt
no,
it.
she gave me an 85 on the paper, which actually she accidentally revealed the grades of half the class. I was like, hey, 85 is the highest so far. She told me it was I did great connections to the literature, but that I needed to work on some of my run-on sentences and make sure my citation was a little better. Oh, and then I didn't capitalize white and black, the races.
All right. That's, I guess, a valid criticism. You need to capitalize the races.
Yeah, trust me, I won't forget, though. There's a Megadeth song. It's actually about my experience in this class, and it's called Public Enemy Number 1. Yeah.
me number one.
Have you gotten
me number one?
Have you gotten a lecture on how white lives don't matter?
We actually had the video.
Coop, plug your phone in. You're dying.
Yeah, you're cell service, man.
Is my face in my beard again?
Sure.
Maybe, because you just spit it out there. Tell you so I can actually speak into the phone this time.
All right, well, my beard. Yeah, we got that video of the black dog dragged out of her seat in the high school or something like that. Remember that one? Like, fucking cop actually flexed her out of it. Like, flipped her out of the chair and then dragged her.
No, I do not remember this.
Yeah, I remember it was big news about a year ago, but everything's big news.
We've got big news.
Yeah.
Solo to the rear. All right, this is track 8. This is Bruja. Got you all in check. Really, really good. I like the bass line in it. I'm not crazy about the start-stop in the beginning, but once it gets going and they play consistently, I like the beat of the song. So what's it about, Jesse? What's going on here?
Ooh, let's take a look. By the way, this is my favorite song off this album. I really dug that one. Let's take a look. What was the name of this one again? This was
I got you all in check.
Bruja. Do you guys know what a bruja is? Have you ever heard that term used before?
Sorry, I just saw your post on Facebook.
Well, it's the truth.
No, I don't know what a bruja got you all in check.
Thanks to the Sword. The band The Sword. I do know S-word. I do know that this is Bruja stands for witch because they have a song on their album. One of their I think it's Apocryphon. They have Tres Brujas. Maybe it's before that, but anyway. So I knew that this song was titled Witch. Now as for the, let's see. I don't know if they had this one on here because I did not see it. Go ahead, Coop. Give us your thoughts on the song there. I'll see if I can find a translation.
It was quite the brouhaha.
Oh.
Hi-oh. Yeah. I was so fucking amused with myself on that one. Yeah, this one had a nice groove to it. I liked it. I dug it. It was perfectly fine. Honestly, this is to me, this is very much like Children of Bodom, Halo of Blood. Like
every track is a song.
Coop self-service. He's talking into his beard again. His beard better be in it. His face better be in his beard. Let me just go ahead and put that out there because it shouldn't be anywhere else. If his face is not in his beard, things are getting really strange there in the Cooper household.
What you got for me here, sir?
I have nothing, man. They did not break this one down. They skipped directly over to the next one, which is that Mexico Campeón?
They
skipped Bruja.
Mexico Campeón.
Sí, señor.
So is it racist that the only part of that song I really, really like is the "Sí, Señor"?
Oh man, my 3-word notes were no comment, because this thing has nothing but bad jokes written all over it, which is, I honestly think, the point of this song, because there's a lot of humor. Even though it's totally in a different language, you can tell that there is a joke here.
What do your new best friends say about it?
Mexico Campeón is a traditional hardcore song, but it holds one of the dreams that Mexico has: to win the Football Copa. Everyone will scream Mexico Campeón, and it will be a national day in history, full of cerveza and fiesta. There you go. I assume Football Copa is like the soccer championship or the soccer cup.
I was going to say, so this hardcore song, was about winning soccer games?
I had no idea this was about a soccer game. The "Sí, Señor" threw me off. And if I called it a joke and it's a completely serious song, now I'm racist.
"Sí, Señor." All right, Coop and AT&T are having a wrestling match, and Coop is losing. Tommy, can you hear me?
Fucking.
Got a little bit of that. I think it was like fucking shit show.
I got fucking Hamorgana. That's the problem, man. Do you need President Trump to make North Carolina great again by bringing you guys proper cell service?
Oh, he's cut.
That fucker's trying.
Coop, you sound terrible. We can't hear a word you're saying. I don't know what's going on, but I'm playing the next song. Again, maybe you can figure out how to rejoin the podcast and be heard. This is track 10. This is Coupon La Mura. Blame the woman. Blame the woman. My motto. Stand up and die right, Cooper. Say something meaningful.
Fuck Blog Talk.
That fits. That works.
Yeah, we heard that one loud and clear.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I mean, maybe it's my phone's getting like way too hot because I have to charge it while I'm talking because the battery life of this thing is garbage. But Yeah. Again, this was a song, but I don't think President Trump's going to help my phone very well.
You need one of them. You need one of them Obama. Wasn't there like a trend about Obama phones there a while back? Like, you need one of them, or is that one of them?
A program where Obama, the Obama administration set aside funds to give certain people. I'm guessing poverty-stricken people, but I don't want to say for sure. I really don't remember what the whole point of the program was.
Well, he sure as shit ain't giving phones to the rich.
But yeah, people got free phones at one point. Yes, I do remember that.
Do you have one of those, Coop, or is this bought and paid for by your own hand?
Well, it's part of the deal with the plan with the parents, and my phone is like a bootleg.
Planned Parenthood?
Yes, Planned Parenthood. And what do you
giving
know?
out phones now.
What do you know? The cell service is quite the abortion.
No. That joke will put you in a fetal position.
Look at D-Rock. All right, we have 25 minutes and 3 songs to get to, and I actually really want to talk about the last one, California, Uber Aztlan. So let's get to it. This one, oh gosh, this one is called Códigos.
Desde los siglos de los gran reyes judíos, guardaron su historia y cultura por escrito. Y había unos hombres con vistas ocultas, por la voluntad de Dios podían ver el futuro. Profecías y códigos profundos dejaban, aunque no sabían de qué se trataban. Solo sabían lo que vieron, sí, se manifestaba, porque guardaron la palabra de Dios. Ahora, la palabra puede tener mucha razón. Para ellos que piensan ya, el fin del mundo viene. En los códigos ancianos y dentro la palabra, escondieron la solución de nuestra muerte o salvación.
That was definitely a song.
As many of these are.
Yes. They feature instruments playing notes.
I kind of like this one. It wasn't that bad. I think I like the slower songs better on here. Just because if you can get into a slower rhythm, I'm down. I could probably like it as long as it isn't completely, in your face, screaming at me. I'm going to enjoy it. Brujeria does that well. How's that?
Coop, for the 5 seconds that your phone will allow you to talk to us, what do you have to say? Well said, sir. Well said.
Yes. He's probably talking, and we can't hear him. Damn it, Coop. I'm sorry, man.
Let me try doing what I did with Pat the other night. I mean, mute. No, shit. I just muted Jesse. God damn it.
Motherfucker, son of a bitch. Just kidding.
Tommy, can you hear me? You're Tommy in this particular instance.
If I'm Tommy, I can hear you just fine.
All right, so what is that song about?
That song is about the history of how some men could see into the future and left hidden written codes to represent what they saw. Now the prophecy of El Fin del Mundo is becoming true, and the codes have the solution of our salvation, or La Muerte will find us. There you go.
I like how you're reading it with a lot of emphasis and zest.
Hey, I'm here to contribute by reading off the internet, so I want to do it well, damn it.
Your reading of it is superb. The content, however, is a bit lacking. Looking to the future and can read the code. The fuck?
Hey, I didn't write it. I don't write this shit.
I'm not blaming you, sir. I'm not blaming you. You're the victim in all this. Cooper, let's try you again. Hello, Tommy, can you hear me?
Yeah, I actually just got my mom's phone because apparently mine, as soon as I unplugged it from the charger, nosedived. It was like, and then when I try and turn it on with it plugged up, it's like, nope, yeah, ain't gonna fucking work. It is.
Have you considered selling drugs?
What? Am I using it to sell drugs?
No. Let's start this again. You need a new phone. You're broke. Have you considered selling drugs?
Well, I mean, I'm technically, if you account for student loans, I'm very broke, but I mean,
you're gonna be broke for a while.
Welcome to America.
No shit, man.
Yeah. Oh God.
Thanks, Obama.
Yeah. Thanks, Obama. Yeah. Shit. What song do we even listen to? Is it the one with the stuff and the
instruments?
It was the one with the guitar.
And it had a lead in, right?
Yeah. And there was a guy yelling and stuff.
It was the other one with the lead in. It was like, yeah.
All right, so we've played a number of songs, and you have unfortunately not had an opportunity to contribute. So very quickly, in 50 words or less, last couple of songs, in your opinion, what did you think of them?
I thought that they were well constructed and interesting when you listen to them as a whole. But to be quite frank, when I listen to them separately, I'm like, that was the last song.
Yeah, we're definitely getting into the halo of blood. You know, we got a case of the samesies going on here. A couple of songs are standout, but a lot of it's samesies.
Yeah. But fortunately for us, we had anal cunt pad this show.
I don't prepare for this show other than like I'll read about the band. You know, I'll try to get some notes together as far as that stuff's concerned. But as far
maybe
as
listen to the album.
Yeah, maybe. But I always like we usually will stumble into something that will be fun to talk about. That's why I don't worry about that anymore. I used to get very anxious about it when it was just Cooper and I, what, 2-3 years ago when we first started doing the show. I would be very anxious about what the fuck are we going to talk about, and Coop's very good about pulling shit out of his ass, and we play very well off each other. Now we have you as another brain in the trust, so I don't worry anymore. I'm like, I know that 2 hours will fly by between actually playing the songs and talking about the bullshit that we usually come up with. We very rarely have a halo of doom anymore, where we can't think of anything to say.
Halo of doom.
And a halo of blood, rather. And if nothing else, we can always go back. There's always the default topic on this show: Coop's terrible love life.
Oh yeah.
Right, Coop?
Keep that in your pocket.
Do you say I'm grabbing my pocket?
Keep it in your pocket.
All right, I'm playing the next song. I can't. I'm so tired, and I have to go for a walk before I go to bed tonight. So this next song is called Labrador Retriever.
Hoy me siento medio bueno, tranquilito, formadito, echando la vela con mis amigos cuando algo cambió.
Labrador Retriever. What's it all about, Jesse?
Oh, my man. Think about this, okay? You're at a party, all right? You're having a good time with your buddies. You just wanting to chill, and all of a sudden you recognize one of the guys that came to the party is this absolute douchebag. And he's such a douchebag, in fact, that you have to come up with a word to call him something. And you decide to mash a couple words together. Words that represent a rapist and a weakener, which I don't know what the hell a weakener is, but I understand what a rapist is. And therefore you get the debilador, all right? As they scream it over and over.
Let me put this out there. I'm going to guess their definition of a weakener is someone who is a fag with a PH.
All right, then. And they proceed to sing a song about how they're going to whip this guy's ass and then get back to the party. There you go. That's debilador.
Super. What did you think of it?
Bow, wow, wow, yippee-yo, yippee-yay. Bow, wow, wow.
Oh, dude, you're what is that, Funk Dubious?
Dude, Jesse, with the fucking Funk Dubious drop. Nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, what just happened? Like, everything just went kind of like...
Funk
Dubious.
Yeah, Jesse just dropped a Funk Dubious reference. I haven't heard anyone bring up Funk Dubious in a long time.
I listened to that album a while back. It aged well.
I took one.
Hang on. Funk Dubious was a gimmick rap band, and their whole shtick was that they could rap backwards.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Or as they would call it, that's Luke.
Hey, okay, I tell you what, Funk Dubious, last time I heard they were relevant, I mean, really, was when Eminem was talking about him when he was rapping, when he's like, no, but I seen the porno with, was it Sun Dubious or Funk Dubious? Something like that. But anyway, Coop, have you ever heard of Funk Dubious? At all?
What do you think?
I'm going to say no. Well, dude, you just fucking sat there and recited a lyric to us. Well, pretty much the chorus of one of their songs. The whole bow, wow, wow. Which I know you were probably going Snoop Dogg, all right? But I'll send you the link here later to the song that you were actually singing.
Okay,
I didn't know. I think that was a sample.
Hang on, 1995, Brothers Doobie apparently is very popular and is on Spotify. I think that's our homework for tonight. Is go on Spotify and listen to some Funk Dubious.
Oh, you write your paper in before the end of that album.
This one's got some pretty fun lyrics too. Just a handful here. Pussy ain't shit. I agree, Funk Dubious. There's some pussy out there that ain't shit. You're dummin'.
Awesome 90s shit.
Tomahawk Bang, Super Hose, and Hoo Rah Rah. I love rap music. They just make up shit as they go along. Dude, they have a K Sarah Sarah song on here. I need to hear it now.
Wow. When's the last album they dropped? What's the date?
At least on Spotify. I haven't looked it up for sure, but on Spotify, the last Funk Dubious album was 2011, The Golden B-Boys.
Wow. I can tell you right now, Wikipedia has 4 albums. 93, Which Doobie You Be? 95, The Brothers Doobie. 97, The Troubleshooters. And they must have got serious then. And then 2009, which is the 2011 one you're referring to, Golden B-Boys. So there's a huge drought between albums. Huge.
Well, according to Spotify, the 1993 album is Which Doobie You Be?
Which Doobie You Be?
Which has the track on it, Bow Wow Wow. It all comes together now.
There you go.
Bow Wow Wow. All right.
Yippee-yo, yippee-yay.
Reference on the Metal Hammer of Doom. All right. So, as I've said before, I'm a huge Dead Kennedys fan. They have a song called California Uber Alice, which was about Governor Jerry Brown, and I want to say one of the propositions. I can't remember the whole thing. I'd have to go look it up. The California Uber Alice is a very popular Dead Kennedy song. This is sort of a takeoff of that. They're calling it a cover. Cover, you would actually use the actual lyrics, not just the title, but they did kind of the same thing with Marijuana, where it was a cover but it wasn't necessarily all the lyrics to the Macarena. So call it what you will. This is our last song of the night. Thank God. California Uber Aztlan.
No llegué a ser presidente sin voto latino. En California sigo por poder, porque mando a Schwarzenegger. Lo usaré para controlar todos. Llevo hasta los hijos de latinos, sus hijos por los cabos del estado. California, Uber Aztlan. California, Uber Aztlan. Sobre todo, California, sobre todo, Pocho Aztlan. Hoy mucho ya ha cambiado, casi todo medio chingado. La variada en cada rincón, con soldados vendidos, por la raza ya va a mandar. El ejército del Brujo One, odiadores a las muertes, con machete las voy a sacar. Seguido veo me la vas a pagar. California, Uber Aztlan. California, Uber Aztlan. Sobre todo, California, sobre todo, Pocho Aztlan.
I like that a lot. Other than that fourth track, it's probably my other favorite track on here. When I listen to the album, I usually put it on repeat, and I'll repeat the album, and I'll start with this track because I like it so much. This is probably going to go on the. I'm probably going to end up throwing this on the shared mix, and it'll be the only track on here. I dig it. I like what they came up with. This is not the first time I've heard someone cover California Uber Alice, by the way. So to be clear, because I can't stand the fact that I told them like, it's about. So I actually went to the Wikipedia page, and I'll get to the point here. The lyrics are a pointed satirical attack on Jerry Brown, the governor of California from 75 to 83, and 2011 to the present, and are sung from his perspective as an imaginary version of Brown outlines a hippie fascist vision of America. Lines such as "Serpent's egg already hatched" is a reference to a line from William Shakespeare's play Julius Caesar, comment on the corrosive nature of power. The lines "Big Bro on White Horse is near, and now it's 1984" refer respectively to a statement Brown made during his first governorship that Americans were supposedly looking for a leader on a white horse, and to the totalitarian regime of George Orwell's classic novel 1984 to describe a future from the 79 perspective where Jerry Brown has become president and his suede denim secret police kill uncool people with organized poison gas chambers. It's a fun song. It's been covered a lot. It's very popular. According to Wikipedia, this is the song, the Dead Kennedys' first recording, which was released in 1979 and re-recorded then for their first album in 1980, Fresh Fruit for Rotting Vegetables. Which, if you listen to one Dead Kennedys album, listen to Fresh Fruit for Rotting Vegetables. That's the best one. It's got Holiday in Cambodia on it. There's a bunch of covers by this. Apparently, Drama Rama recorded a version of it in 2003 about Arnold Schwarzenegger. Fantastic. But my favorite one, and this is from the, I believe this is from the Alternative Tentacles tribute to the Dead Kennedys, the Disposable Heroes of Hypocrisy. Hypocrisy did a cover of it. It did like a rap version of it, and it's awesome. It's fantastic. If you can find it on Spotify or wherever, go listen to it. And after you listen to Funk Dubious. Or before. Whatever. So, all right, California Uber Aztlan. I told you now what Uber Alice was about. What's Uber Aztlan about?
They don't really go much into a big description as to what this is about at all, and just say it's a great way to close out the album, which it's a cover of a Dead Kennedy song. I don't know much about the Dead Kennedys. When you first played, would you do me a favor? Would you indulge me, sir, and just play the first 5 seconds of this song again?
Certainly. Hang on.
All right.
I think I know what you're going to say. There's a band recently that released a single on modern rock radio that's the exact opening. That would be. It was hard for me to hold back the.
Yeah,
That is Disturbed. That is what I thought they were covering at first. I was like, holy shit, it's a Disturbed song? And then, of course... that breaks my heart. Well, you know, I come here to the Metal Hammer of Doom to get an education. And as always, I leave that much smarter every... Is it Wednesday or Thursday, or is it Tuesday tonight? Every time we do a podcast. Every time. Well, I can't tell you. Every time I would hear... I guess it's Disturbed, but I thought it was a different band that was ripping off that lick. But I would hear it on the radio, and I was like, "Holy shit, they're playing California Uber." No, they're not. God damn it! And it got me every time. Every time. Pull the rug out from under me. They made a monkey out of me. All right. We have about 4 minutes left. We have to do final thoughts and plugs. So let me just go ahead and say I give this a solid B. If you're really into grindcore, if you're really into blast beats, and you're really into the Mexican drug lord scene, and you really know Spanish, this album's a solid entry into the music world. From my personal taste, I like a bit more variation. I like a bit more rhythm. I like more swing to my music. But there's a handful of tracks on here that really pull it all together and at least provide some diversity. And overall, I'm going to go ahead and give this, like I said, a B. However, I'm going to grade this on a curve because I'm going to include Viva Presidente Trump in there. In this case, I'm bumping it up to a B+. I'll go ahead and go next here, Coop. Let me go ahead and say that I had no idea what these guys were about going into this. It's hard for me. I'm just going to go with the old thumbs up, thumbs down scale, but it's tough for me to really rate them on it's a okay or it's not okay. Because people enjoy this type of music, and again, this is strictly, I assume, for a culture that I myself up here in the heartland of Ohio have very little to no interaction with. So I'm going to give it this comes strictly for me in a personal perspective, but I'm going to give this album I'm going to give it a thumbs middling. How's that? You got your fair to middling? I'm going to give it a middling. I want to ride the fence. I don't want to say it sucks because there's a couple songs. I don't want to give it a thumbs down because there's a couple songs on here that I really do enjoy. Okay? So, if you grade me on a meter of thumbs up to thumbs down, my thumb's kind of in the middle. I just, I don't know if I'd go and suggest this band to anybody because, I don't know if I could do that. Real quick. Before I can't bring myself to suggest this to anybody. Please just listen to Funk Dubious. If you guys do anything tonight, go find which doobie you be and answer that question after listening to the whole album. Before I turn it over to Coop, let's do a little quiz because I've had this sitting here on my computer, and if I delete it and don't even address it, I'm going to feel really bad. All right. As of 2000, Mark Radulich, do you have any idea the percentage of Latinos in the state of Florida? A lot. Give us a guess. Now, you got to give us a number. In the state of Florida, there's 300 million people. We're one of the largest states in the union. I'm going to go with... now, remember, I'm saying percentage. The percentage? Yeah, the percentage of Hispanics in your state compared to the rest of the people that are in your state. Oh, okay. So, out of 100%, how many are Hispanic? I'm going to go with 50%.
Wow. That's a very high guess. It's actually 23%.
Oh wow, seriously? Because I lived in Miami, and in Miami, I thought I was in another country.
Now this is as of 2000. We're 16 years outside of that census date.
Oh God,
so
that's a lot of snowbirds we're missing. A lot of baby boomer snowbirds.
All right, Coop, you're up next, man. Percentage of Hispanics that make up the population of North Carolina as of 2000.
Oh shit. 15%.
So just a little bit less than Mark Radulich down there in Florida. You are incorrect, sir. 4.7%. That's actually a lot lower than what I would thought too. I think I probably would have went 15.
Did you say 2000 census?
2000.
Oh yeah, well that is highly, highly incorrect. Yeah, the amount of African. Fuck, sorry, I've been writing about black women all night. The amount of Hispanic people moving in here is insane. I think a few years ago I saw a study that said from 2000 to 2014 the rate has skyrocketed 200%.
Wow.
Oh yeah, there's a very large Hispanic population.
Percentage of Hispanic employees at Lowe's.
In my store?
Yes, sir.
Let's see. I've got Leona, Lily,
He's going to name them all.
Norberto, Jorge.
Roberto.
Yeah, well, actually, it's Norberto, even better. Norberto, yeah. It's like Norbert. No, that's me. I'm Robert.
He's
and then we
not Robert.
Actually, I'm trying to think. We probably have about 4. Yeah, about 4, maybe 5. Maybe if I'm forgetting somebody. We got rid of 2 of them. And they were.
Got 2 of them. 2 of the Hispanics have been got rid of.
Just send them back over the border.
They were both named Victor. One drove a BMW that was busted up, but it was his, and the other one, he talked like this, and he was 5 feet tall, and he always needed help. Actually, I got so good at impersonating him, I would imitate him on the walkie-talkies, and nobody would know that it's not me, that it's, you know, they thought it was him. Oh, and it's even crueler now because we fired him in, like, August. Well, we didn't fire him. We just chose not to keep him because he was seasonal.
I've done that a few times. No, I'm done. School's out. School's not in session anymore.
All right,
Cooper. Well, that means that it is my turn. Okay. I like to look at this album, and I think that it's really good. I think I would give it like 3.5 stars out of 5. I think that's good. It does good things, but it's not great. Yeah, I'm gonna stop because I'm gonna end up getting stuck in that voice for the rest of the night. Yeah.
I have a question for you now that you've done that. Is it nice?
What? It's very, very nice. It's a nice album. I need help. I'm only 5 feet tall. I can't reach the barely tall.
So, yeah, 13 tracks. 13 tracks might be too big.
It might be too big.
It's too big. It's too big for me. I'm only.
What needs to happen to get this show to be more popular, to get more listeners, to really break through, and become a well-known podcast? This might be it, but it's only because like we're going to be labeled a hate podcast against Mexico.
It's going to be bad.
We hate Mexicans. I think we just kind of hate everybody at this point.
I don't hate anyone, dude.
Well, no, I'm not
we
saying,
just make fun of everybody.
Yeah, but it comes off badly. Like, I honestly think if we were just a little grumpier and talking about wrestling, we could really hate everybody.
Oh God,
Mark was on that podcast already.
Yeah, I was on that. Those few years of my life I'd like back. Thank you very much. All right.
Nah,
all right, yeah.
I like those guys. They're fun.
So the disposable heroes of hypocrisy are actually on, and their cover of California Uber Alice are on Spotify. Go listen to it. Go listen to Funk Dubious. All right. So this week Today we were on Tuesday. Next week, God only knows. Whatever Coop's off, that's what
we are at the mercy of Lowe's right now.
Yeah.
I think I'm off next Wednesday. I think.
Well, you better, because we got a loaded week next week. I got shit to do here. Next Tuesday, Robert and I come back, and we're reviewing the Magnificent Seven. We will be ravioli. We will be reviewing the new Every Time I Die Low Teens. And then we're finally finishing up Alan Moore Month on Thursday with From Hell, which I'm sure pretty much describes Jesse's enjoyment of the book.
To a T.
Now, let me ask you a question, Jesse. Tomorrow on the schedule, it says that there's a cheap seat. Is there actually going to be a cheap seat?
That's up to the Jason Teasley, the man of the hour, the Tower of Power.
Right.
Too sweet to be sour.
Too sweet to be sour. I don't know, man. This guy, I hope that he comes up with a podcast at some point, but it's not like he's contacted me and said, hey, we're going to be doing this again Wednesday. We haven't done a podcast for, like I said, since 2 weeks before the NFL started. So I will say right now, don't count on it. You may be quaintly surprised, though, if it's something does happen. You never know.
All right. Well, if you got a Screaming Boy or something else you want to upload on in place of it, go take the space. However, right. Friday, before I head out to Disney for the weekend for my wife's birthday, she'll be 33 years young, and before I go see the Magnificent Seven with said wife, I will be recording a new entry into my diet diary. By that point, I'll have had actually this Thursday. I go for my next weigh-in, my second weigh-in, and I'll update people on how that's going. I've had some feedback about the first show. People seem to enjoy it. I was told I was brave for talking so candidly about myself, and I appreciate that. I'm just being honest. Lying to yourself is what got me to be over 300 pounds twice in my life, so I don't want to do this a third time. It's expensive, and I'm only getting older. So we're going to talk a little bit about what I'm going to be facing this weekend and some other stuff going on, and whatever. Just going to talk from the heart. That's what the Diet Diary is all about. Hashtag rebuild, renew, resell. I don't remember what it is.
Something reclaim. I can't remember.
Yeah. So
lose weight.
All right. I'm not going to go through the whole month full of stuff here. Just know that this week we got where are we? This week we got V for Vendetta on Alan Moore Month, and Robert Winfrey is going to be covering Cyborg versus Landsberg, and he'll talk all about it on Sunday on the MMA Ground and Pound show. All right, Jesse, do your plugs.
All right. My name's Jesse Starcher. You can follow me at Stiznarchy on Twitter. I do a podcast here on the Radulich and Broadcasting Network. It is called Source Material, where we discuss some of the great and not so great comic books, story arcs that have been out there in the past and in the present sometimes. Folks, we are in the middle of Alan Moore Month, just like Mark Radulich said. However, on Source Material, you can catch some great mini-comic episodes where me, Ronnie Adams from the Screaming Boy podcast, and Justin Thomas got together and had a discussion about some He-Man mini-comics. The September Source Material He-Man mini-comic spectacular is in full swing. Part 3 just hit this past Monday. Part 4 is coming up this coming Monday. Part 4 is some great stories about what is his name? Dragstore and the Snake Men. I know it sounds very imposing, but let me tell you, they were some fun stories. My buddy Justin Thomas came through and talked a good bit about it. I trust those boys with their He-Man knowledge. You should check it out. Those episodes are really easy to digest. You could turn them on, start eating breakfast, listen to an episode, and be done with it before you're finished your oatmeal. So get out there and enjoy that, folks. Also, Screaming Boy Podcast, we just recorded an episode. Me, Ronnie, and Adam Runyon recorded an episode, and we were discussing, the one that just got released was CM Punk, his UFC debut. We discussed a little bit about that. Tried to talk some MMA. I know I failed miserably at that because I know the guys on here do pretty well at that. And we also talked the Galaxy Note 7. which is apparently a phone that also doubles as a hand grenade, which is pretty interesting. So that was a fun discussion. And we got another one coming up here. We just recorded this past Sunday, but for the life of me, I can't remember what we were discussing. Oh, it was great TV shows that you can find on Netflix. I discussed Lost. Ronnie discussed Serenity, or not Serenity. Oh, geez, people will hang me. The brown coats will come and get me. Help me out here, Coop. It's Serenity, and then what's the show that came before that? Please, Fire. Thank you very much, man. As you can see, I've never watched that show except for the first episode. And then Adam had another one. You guys check it out. It'll probably be dropping this coming Friday or Saturday, one of those days. Other than that, I think I am done with plugs. Hey, real quick, it's Suicide Prevention Week, folks. Now, hopefully you have not, hopefully you've never had those thoughts before, but if you have, please don't hesitate to reach out to somebody and talk about that. I'll be walking at our suicide prevention walk this coming Saturday. I'll probably be throwing some posts up on Twitter. Great cause. And I unfortunately had the distinction to watch the Louis episode last night with Robin Williams, which I don't know if you guys watch Louis C.K. or not, but there was a pretty powerful episode about death with starring Robin Williams, obviously, pretty impactful after his passing. So don't ever hesitate to talk to somebody or call the suicide prevention hotline. That, my friends, is all my plugs and my suggestions.
I guess I'm the last one. I got to finish this paper somehow. This paper sucks. Like, I'm sitting there, like, trying to bullshit and pull things out of this, like a magician. God, I feel like I'm pulling those scarves out of my ass, and I didn't wipe.
Nice.
Yes. You're right. Isn't that just absolutely wonderful? Anywho, okay, it's plugs. This podcast. Love this podcast. It's a good podcast. I do it. Sentai Rider Podcast. You can find that on Facebook at facebook.com/Sentai Rider Podcast. That is SENTAI RIDER Podcast. We talk about Tokusatsu. Maybe we'll do something in October. My co-host told me he'd hold me to it. Shit.
Good.
Oh, God. I mean, it's been 2 years. I mean, it will be 2 years by the time we get a new one out. Isn't that great? Wonderful. Doesn't feel like 2 years. That's the worst part. There's that. The W2M Network, Wrestling to the Max, my buddy Sean Garmer. We partner with them. Yay. Oh, yeah. He's got his Wrestling to the Max podcast, Video Games to the Max, Sports to the Max, sports, video games, wrestling, lots of wrestling, all the wrestling. They review, like, fucking everything every week. Great guys. You can find them at, what is that, W2M.net? No. W2mnet.com.
Medicthonia?
Yeah, Medicahonia?
Running back. I love them.
Yeah. So, go look at their stuff. Love that. Sean's one of my favorite people online. And I don't know how he does, like, 4 podcasts, 5, 6 podcasts in a week when I can barely get one done. Yeah. For fuck's sake. Man is awesome. Go support him.
He's dedicated.
Yeah, he's dedicated. And they also are apparently going to be hosting our stuff, which is nice. More eyes on our bullshit. So we can hear more people. What?
I got to get my 30-minute walk in before the night's over. Go. Finish.
Oh, I thought you said you had to go eat some foie gras or something.
No, I'm done.
Okay. Okay, well, I'm going to stop talking and go finish this paper and eat a popsicle. Cheerwine-flavored popsicle. What's up?
Okay, great. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Jesse. This has been the Metal Hammer of Doom presentation of Brujeria's review, Pocho Aztlan and Viva Presidente Trump. We'll be back next week. Next week, Wednesday, perhaps, to cover Every Time I Die, Low Teens. Until then, be well, be safe, behave, and Viva Presidente Trump!